What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So before we start working on that thing, I want to do a special shout out to two friends of mine and fellow YouTubers. First is my buddy Dre from Dre's Racing Channel. He hooked me up with some stickers, a keychain, another keychain. I actually gave it to my wife and some titanium studs, which look real nice. So I really appreciate it, bro. Thanks for sending the care package. I really appreciate it. I'll make sure to put his channel somewhere up here, somewhere there, yeah. And the second is a PRB intake manifold and a Type S throttle body and bracket. And this is from my buddy Steel on Target, and he's upgraded to Skunk 2. And I asked what he was going to do with this, and he said he'd give it to me, so I really appreciate it. Another guy with a great channel, and he has a super awesome clean NSX. So once again, check it out right here. All right, so let me show you the problem we got with this. Well, first, it was raining. Gotta show you. Look at this. See that issue? See that issue? Yeah, we need to do the auto to manual swap. So that's what this video is going to do, and pretty much going to be a DIY as best as I can. Removing this and the neutral safety switch. Maybe reverse, probably not, because I'm not going to get to test it. We're going to put the clutch pedal in. I kind of don't want to remove this pedal. I heard and seen and personally have found out how pain in the butt it is, so I might just cut it. A lot of people say not to do that. I had a Mark III Supra I did a manual swap on, and I cut it and never had an issue, so maybe that's what we'll do. So let me clean up this mess of a billion parts and I will get started. All right, so first thing we're going to do is remove these screws on the side of the center console, and I think there's a few on this side as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. All right, so we got all that off. We took the cup holder off, so now I think what we need to do is get this plate off for the shifter mechanism. So there's two screws here, there, and I think there's only the one here, and that should hopefully take it off. All right, so that came off. And I didn't mention it, but you have to take off the little shift knob. Just two Phillips head screws on both sides. So now that that's off, I'm gonna get this electrical connector. This over here, to me it looks like a 10 here and there. And then start figuring out how this cable comes out. But it shouldn't be too hard. All right, so we got the shifter out. You're gonna have to get 4 10s from underneath the car. This car is monster truck height, so I didn't even have to lift it up. Cable just holds in with a clip. We got it out a long while ago, so I just pushed that out. If this was a B series, I believe they have to cut this here because of the way the what the hell they are, the shift, whatever the hell they are, the shifter arm things get in the way of that because it kind of goes down. We're K-swap, so our box will be mounted here and the cables will just go straight that way. All right, it got dark outside, so here I am in the garage with the light. So I got the shifter cables in. They're going through the O2 secondary O2 sensor hole. I had to kind of like drill it out to make space for it. So that's gonna be where it's gonna be for now. I'll probably just have to mix it around, but I need to, let's see, I have to get the shifter plate in, and there is no holes where the automatic shifter would go, so I need to put some holes here and get it mocked up. All right, so shifter plates in. Fortunately, only 3 out of the 4. This one didn't go far down enough, so I'm gonna need a longer one, but all three hold pretty good. So we're just gonna send it, put this shifter box on, and figure out the cables. All right, so cables are in. This side isn't so bad because it just has this clip. But this side with the plastic, I find it to be real freaking hard. I even broke it. I don't think, or at least I don't hope that'll make a difference. But basically, you need to take this side of it and turn it over. And I used pliers and screwdrivers and all kinds of stuff. I don't even remember what worked. It was probably pliers, just to turn it over to a different notch so this would slide out of the shifter box. So just be real careful and try not to make the mistake I did. I don't know how, honestly, I don't know how I broke it because I wasn't even touching this part, but it's whatever. So right now it's in and I gotta move to the front. All right, so we got the inside done. Now we can work on the outside. So when I pulled that motor from that RSX, I pulled all the little shims and everything. So it goes plastic in first, and then the shifter cable will come through this, and then it just goes on there like that. Then you'll take one of these shims, put it in there, and kind of beat it in. So I'm gonna do the same thing on both sides. It's really simple, there's really not much to it. And then of course a cotter pin on that side. All right, so I just verified all the gears go in. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and like that's 5. And I'm used to, on my 6-speed, like I have to come all the way to the right and down. This one's just like, there you go, that's reverse. So getting used to it, I guess. I mean, not much different, but just I was like, reverse ain't working, and I realized it's, you know, you could hear it, and also it's just a little to the right and down. All right, so for this next setup, I decided to go with an S2000 clutch master cylinder. And when you do that on EG or Integra or EK, you also need the spacer. I honestly, this upgrade should be going on that car, to be completely honest with you, because I mean, it cleans up the engine bay. You don't have to have the reservoir on the bracket right here. But I mean, it's a fresh build, so I decided to, you know, just go with a new part. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so we officially have a clutch pedal. Good news, it's in. Bad, I got one bolt there, and the one over here did not want to go in. I don't have enough threads, and I got the one way up there. I know you can't see it, but also I did get the brake, the whole brake and accelerator assembly, but it was a big pain even at the junkyard. So that's how much space we have. So that's just too close for my liking. So probably gonna trim it, even though people say not to. I think I can get away with it. But that's all I got. I did the clutch pedal, the shifter box, shifter cables. Got the S2000 clutch master cylinder. I don't know if this is causing an issue. That spacer I got, because it's like a cheap one. But I'm waiting on the pin for the clutch pedal, and I'm waiting on the clutch line. I have a slave in there, it's a used one. It should work just fine. And yeah, once I get all that stuff, I'll put it on and make sure everything works good. So that's gonna wrap up today. All right, so it's been a minute since I picked up the camera, but I was waiting on parts, and also it's like 106 outside. So I got the slave cylinder, came off the K20A3 setup, and I'm gonna just put this on. I got the brake line, and I got the pin that needs to go on the pedal. So I'm gonna start with this, then I'll run the line and all that, see how it goes, and then put the pin in. And I think that should wrap up the, oh, actually I gotta bleed it, and then it should wrap up this little video. All right, so I got it installed. I went to go push in the plunger or whatever you want to call it, and I got brake fluid all over me. It squirted on me, great. So yeah, that's in. I mean, this is two 12mm bolts. It's really not much to show. So now I'll just take this fitting, put it on the side of the S2000 clutch master, run the line. I don't know, nowhere fancy. I'm not really trying to go for a tucked look. I don't care. Run it. I don't have any fluid with me right now, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. All right, so clutch line is now in. I did it like my EG. I just kind of just put it on, under the mount. That way it's not over here. The clutch line came from a place on eBay called Valix Racing, or Valix Racing, whatever, VALEX Racing, and they made the original fuel setup on the EG, the clutch line on the EG, the clutch line on this, and I ordered their fuel setup, which should be here soon. I also ordered thermal gaskets from them, so I got quite a bit of stuff from them, and their prices are pretty good. So if you're looking for a clutch line for a K-swap, I recommend Valix Racing. So now I gotta do that pin. I forgot I also have to cut the brake pedal. I don't have a I don't know, angle grinder or whatever, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that in this video or another video. All right, so here's a little pin that'll go from the clutch master to the clutch pedal. Here's the OEM part number, and this is what you need if you're gonna do any kind of auto to manual swap. If you don't already get it from the junkyard, you could order it brand new. This cost me about 10 bucks. You might be able to get it cheaper, but I got it on eBay. So yeah. All right, so as you can see, the slave cylinder is now properly bled, and sneak peek some of the motors together. I already started recording that part of the video, so don't worry about that. Pretty much done. Only thing I have to do on this is cut the pedal, which I won't do in this video just because I don't have anything to do it. And the other issue I found, which isn't too crazy, is with a shift knob, this is going to hit, it's gonna hit the dash. See how it hits? So it's not a big deal. I'm thinking what I could do is maybe cut this so it's shorter, then have my buddy weld the threaded portion down. I mean, that's just an idea that came to my mind. But for now, I mean, I'm just gonna leave it. But like I said, I still need to cut the pedal, and I'm sure the clutch is gonna need to be adjusted. But I don't know, that's for something else. So to do a rundown, because I know it wasn't super detailed, we used a eBay shifter plate, which worked just as good as my K-tuned. We had to drill 4 holes because this is an automatic. I'm pretty sure if you have a 5-speed, at least 2 holes will line up, but I have an auto, so I had to run 4 new holes. We put the shifter cables, shifter box on. We used the secondary O2 sensor hole, which I just had to cut out a little bit. The pedals fit fine. We put an S2000 clutch master cylinder with a plate. I think I mentioned somewhere that I couldn't get the second nut on. I eventually did, because I saw that when I was bleeding it, it was kind of moving. So the second one had to get on, so I figured out how to get it on, which is only on with a few threads, but it's the best I can do right now. We put the slave cylinder on, which was a used one from the RSX, and verified that all gears do go in first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. So everything looks pretty much done with this auto to 5-speed swap. So it's gonna wrap up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, it wasn't super detailed, but at least you have an idea of how to convert it to 5-speed or 6-speed, whatever it is, if you're doing a K-swap. So until next time, EG Chris 92, later.
Window.